Let's talk about Arbatel of magic, Arbatel de Magia, Veterum, and the sworn book of Honorius, Liber Juratus. And I'm a great fan of the Arbatel. And it was found, the first book at least was found in Basel, Switzerland in 1575. And John Dee owned it in 1583, so we have a record of it being used and owned. And Arthur Edward Waite, in his book Transcendental Magic, he talked about it as transcendental magic without the elements of black magic. And the book was translated by Robert Turner in 1655. And it was at least intended to contain 9 books, but as far as we know, only one exists today. But in the medieval era, you often divided books into, let's say, 9 or 7 and so on. So we don't know if they were written or just intended. But the book that we have is Agog, and also called a book of the institutions of magic and basics of procedure. It contains 49 aphorisms divided into 7 septenaries that must be followed in order to succeed. And here we see the 7 times 7 and 49 appearing in John Dee as well. And in the 3rd septenary, the nature and methods of the Olympic spirits in the firmament, the stars or the planets. And the office of the Olympic spirits is to declare destinies and fatal charms, if God allows them to. And universe is divided into 186 provinces which are ruled by the Olympic spirit. And each spirit rules in succession for 490 years. And when the book was written, and right now, according to the book, we have been ruled by Ophiel since 1900, so he will stay in rule until the year of 2390. So Ophiel is the ruler right now. And I will read to you a thing of the Arbatel. In all things call upon the name of the Lord, and without prayer unto God through his only begotten Son, do not thou undertake to do or think anything, and use the spirits given and attributed unto thee as ministers without rashness and presumption, as the messengers of God, having a due reverence towards the Lord of spirits. And the remainder of thy life do thou accomplish the meaning thyself peaceably, to the honor of God and the profit of thyself and thy neighbor. And that is a book I truly love. And then we have the sworn book of Honorius, and especially the Theban alphabet that is called, as it's called, and the witches' runes that also were popular at least in the 70s, and from that time on to witches to use in spells and write their books of shadows and so on. But it was called the Liber Juratus, and it is believed to have been written between the 13th and 14th century. And at least we know there were 6 known copies of the book. And the tale of the book is it was fashioned in response to the medieval inquisitors, as the church wanted to destroy all magical books and so on. And a large group of adepts gathered the knowledge to preserve it and write it down and copy it by hand in those days. And Honorius, son of Euclidius, was chosen to perform the task. And he attained conversation with the angel, Chochmel, and it's believed to be the Chochma wisdom. And the book was to either be buried with him or given to a trusted person. And the sworn book of Honorius is mainly a Catholic text related to the Ars Notaria, pure prayer in order to achieve your magical goals. And then there is that attaining beatific vision, the Christian Merkava tradition of the old. And the operation lasts 28 days in the first part. And that is 28 days of purification. And the second part is the magic ritual that lasts for 8 days. And here we also have similarities with Abramelin and John Dee. That you have the purifications, like I do the 29 days purification and then and so on, and 7 days. And in Abramelin you have the 7 days as well, and a 6-month preparation and so on. And Dee owned a copy of, and we know that he used the Almadel of Solomon, and he copied the seal of God from this sworn book of Honorius. And in the sworn book of Honorius, it's made of parchment, just like I do. And the Sigillum de Amet is made on wax. So I had it made of wax, but I couldn't attain any wax after I lost my book, so now I had it in parchment that I've written instead. So, and that works since I work with the thing that I go through God to attain knowledge to the angels, instead of the what is often used like that, like in witchcraft and some magical traditions, that you start with a microcosm and you imitate the art itself, and then you claim towards God. And I start with God to ask for angelical help. So that means that with my belief system, I can use parchment. I don't have to use wax and imitate anything, since it's already been created and the spirits can give the order. Like a charcoal can be a diamond and so on. So if an angel says that you can use that, then I can use it, and it's blessed, and it has more value to me than any crystal or correspondence. So that was about it. But I truly enjoy both of these books, and look for the manuscripts and see what you think. But there are so many different views on things. Some say Sworn Book of Honorius is so evil, since they think that they were written to only do evil, and they read it backwards. It's just how some people think like that, and some see it as a good book. And I love the Arbatel, and I try to live my life according to it. So, and that's where it comes in, try to help others and so on. And you don't own knowledge. The spirits give you the knowledge, so you can't set a price tag on anything really, since the spirits teach you and you teach others, and try so that they find their teaching spirits, or tutelary spirits in that case. So, have a magical day and be inspired. Bye for now.